Now to Sudan, where officials say the army has launched air and artillery strikes against rebel positions inside the capital, Khartoum. Witnesses reported heavy bombardments and clashes from dawn as troops tried to cross key bridges into the city. Forces of the rival paramilitary group, the RSF, have controlled parts of the city since April of last year. Thursday's advances appear to be the army's most significant push in months to try and regain lost territory. The conflict has driven more than 10 million people from their homes and caused extreme hunger and famine. Let's get more on this from our correspondent, Felix Moringa in Nairobi. Welcome, Felix. Just bring us up to date.
So on Thursday, the army decided to attack Khartoum, which has been occupied by the paramilitary group, the RSF, for the better part of time since the war began. So the army took bridges leading into Khartoum, 2 bridges in Omdurman and 1 other bridge in the north of the country. There was heavy fighting for the better part of the day, and the exchange between the military and the paramilitary group, the RSF, extended into civilian neighborhoods, and some of the civilians sustained injuries, others lost lives, and those who sustained injuries were rushed to hospitals within the capital to receive treatment. But it is unknown how long this particular fresh attack will go on, especially because for the better part of the day there has been heavy fighting between the army and the RSF.
And this fresh attack does seem to be a major development. Why is the army making this push now?
It is a major development because sources say that the army has been planning this attack for quite some time, and the army sees that this is an opportune moment for them because the RSF has been fighting in North Darfur. They've been taking control of areas. They've been manning the areas in central Sudan and south of Sudan. So the army saw it as an opportune moment because the RSF resources are stretched. It is also another thing that General Al-Burhan was addressing the United Nations General Assembly today, and sources are saying that this might have been a sign for Al-Burhan to show the world that the army is actually doing all that it can to take territories previously occupied by the RSF.
And did the general's speech today bring any hope of a solution?
There was hope of a solution, but let's first start with what he did. Immediately he got to the podium, General Al-Burhan laid the blame on this whole war on Hamdan Dagalo, the leader of RSF. And General Al-Burhan also called out the countries that have been financing RSF and said that the global community needs to come together and support the army in ending the war. In a turn of events, General Al-Burhan said that he is committed to ending hostilities in Sudan. It's a turn of events because General Al-Burhan and Hemeti have both on several occasions refused to come to a ceasefire agreement that would have ended the war way back. But today the general showed signs of ending hostilities, and if anything is to go by what he said at the UN General Assembly today, then there's hope that the war could actually come to an end.
Okay, thank you for that, Felix. DW correspondent Felix Moringa in Nairobi.